Hello, twisted humans.
Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting?
Then this is the podcast for you. I'm Alecia.
And I'm Sierra, and this is Twisted and Uncorked.
Hello and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. This is episode 225. And in true us fashion, I have switched my story at the last second, but for a good and spooky reason. But before I get into that, Sierra, do you have a fun fact for me?
I do have a fun fact. Please disregard my voice. I am
She's in sexy smelly cat mode.
Very much. Okay, my fun fact is that allegedly in 1971, astronaut Alan Shepard played golf on the moon.
Cool.
And this is very interesting to me because I don't even know.
How does one play golf on the moon?
How does one play golf on the moon? But also, I'm still on the fence about whether any of us have ever been to the moon. You know? That is one of the conspiracies that I am like, we might not have went to the moon at all.
Right? Well, that and just you can't really play golf on the moon. Like your ball would be floating away from you as you're trying to hit it, would it not?
I don't know.
I think we've caught somebody in a lie here.
Right? It's very strange.
My fun fact is that it's related to the state that my case takes place in, which is Massachusetts. And the city is closest to Boston. So my fun fact is about Boston. And this is a little shout out to our boy Zandy. And that it was the first American lighthouse was built in Boston.
Wow.
In 1716. And it was called the Boston Light.
Nice.
I also, speaking of Zandy, found the perfect and Canadian lighthouse to cover with him. It is very haunted.
Yay.
Thank Kevin for finding that because he's been playing a trivia game on his phone and he asked me about an island off of Nova Scotia that's considered to be haunted. And I was like, I don't fucking know. There's a lot of islands off the coast.
Yeah.
So that's how we found it. Okay. So we are going to get right into this drink. It has ginger, which is hopefully good for Sierra's throat. I don't know if she's actually drinking it. We'll forgive her if not. But it is bloody because blood was for sure spilled in the place that we were talking about today. And it is straight out of a Halloween recipe book. The full bloody cocktail calls for cherry or cranberry juice, ginger ale, lemon juice, grenadine, and then you can put that in a large punch bowl with cherries and oranges, but obviously we only made a drink's worth. So I have, and if you want to booze it up, you can add brandy, bourbon, or rye. I think I would recommend like a rye whiskey with this. I feel like anything else would be weird, but that's just me. I actually do have rye in mind because fuck it, it's Friday and I don't work today.
Nice.
How did you make yours?
I have cherry juice, and then I actually have a cranberry ginger ale.
Perfect.
So I put that in there. I forgot to put grenadine in there because I was not looking at the recipe. I was just going off of my memory. I do have grenadine. I just forgot. But it is very cold and bubbly. My throat does not love that. The taste is great. Oh,
it's delicious. It's like our spicy. Honestly, I think ginger beer instead of ginger ale would probably be better.
I was thinking about that because I have ginger beer as well.
Next time. So this is our bloody cocktail, and I have a couple of orange slices floating around in there just for funsies. But like I said, I had a few stories lined up for you guys. But over the holiday break, I watched a Sam and Colby video that had me covered in goosebumps. And I just needed to share this particular location with you. And then their bonus subsequent findings from this video because truly it's insane. Over on the East Coast in Massachusetts sits the S.K. Pierce Mansion. And it's now already on our bucket list, Sierra. We will be going.
Yeah.
So S.K. Pierce built his name through a furniture empire known as S.K. Pierce & Sons Company. His furniture and craftsmanship became so well known and so sought after that every home had a chair or a table or a hutch of his in the immediate area. After amassing his fortune, S.K. wanted to move his wife, Susan, and his son to a home that thoroughly reflected their wealth. So, in the 1870s, SK commissioned the construction of a grand Victorian mansion measuring nearly 7,000 square feet and 10 bedrooms. It was the largest building project that the city had ever seen at its time. Every corner of the mansion was built using the highest quality materials, with nearly everything being handcrafted. I mean, he is a furniture maker, it checks out. And it was state of the art, with running water and gas lighting available in every room. So I guess I could have been rich and living in the 1800s. I would have survived if that was the case.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, if I have running water and I don't have to bathe out of a bowl,
well,
I'm good.
I will say that gas lights scare me because I feel like any man can gaslight a woman. You know what I mean? That's how they did it, was with those fucking lights and make them think they're crazy.
What's with literal lights? That and
Yeah.
the fire hazard of it all. One can only imagine how excited the Pierce family was to move in after the lengthy construction process. And today, this mansion is known as one of the most haunted houses in America. Number 9, as it turns out. So let's just say it didn't get that name for nothing. Sadly, within days of moving in, Susan contracted a flesh-eating bacteria, and the disease progressed so quickly that it killed her before she was able to fully enjoy their new home. I have a lot of follow-up questions here.
Well,
No, I do not know
geez.
what kind of flesh-eating bacteria. No, I do not know if that bacteria was contagious, nor where it came from.
Goodness.
But it sounds like a horrible way to die. After Susan's death, SK remarried a woman named Ellen. She was 30 years younger, and together they had 2 sons, who they raised alongside Edward. Now, the family seemed to enjoy their lives together in the new home. They had many esteemed visitors, including President Calvin Coolidge, P.T. Barnum, and Norman Rockwell among dinner guests. And the house also served as a meeting place for the Freemasons, which SK was a part of. After SK's death several years later, Ellen continued to live and entertain in the mansion, and then when she died, the house was passed on to their 3 sons. But immediately, being adults themselves now, the sons engaged in a bitter battle over who should inherit the marvelous home. The disagreement actually drove the brothers apart, with the 2 eldest brothers moving away, and this left Edward to... I fucked up. Yet, the house would like to remind you that it was built on tragedy, and sadly, his 2-year-old daughter, Rachel, died in the house not long after moving in with his family. By the 1930s, he couldn't keep up with the expensive house and converted it into a boarding home, allowing activities like gambling, drug use, and prostitution to take place under the roof in order to pay bills.
So more tragedy.
Yes. By the 1960s, he was forced to give up the house to a friend, where it fell into disrepair for many years until 2015, before it was purchased and restored by Allison and Robert Conti, no relation to our pal Karen, who wanted to live in their dream home. I get it, a gorgeous Victorian mansion, yes please, but I like to remind myself that they are all definitely haunted. But maybe just not this haunted. Quickly, the darkness that the home had seen and demanded over the years revealed itself. They realized just how active the Pierce Mansion ghosts really were, and moved out shortly after, but not before finding a woman's pelvic bone in a furnace in the basement. And we're just going to put a pin in that for a minute.
What the hell?
It's escalated real
God.
quick. Can you imagine doing renovate? No. Immediately moving out.
Like, of all bones, you know what I mean? It's not like she lost a leg or
and she could still have been alive and well.
Right.
No, pelvic bone.
She's dead. She's dead.
Despite these terrifying warnings, 4 friends purchased a home in April of 2025. And they have vowed that they will continue to allow the public to access the home, although visitors should proceed with caution. Quote, all 4 are dedicated to being deeply involved with the community and are excited to be a part of such a big piece of Gardner history. This is a project that we feel passionate about, and we can't wait to use it as an opportunity to not only support the city and connect with all of our visitors, but also to keep the history of the home alive.
What year?
I kind of aspire for this to be my retirement plan. Like,
yeah, what year did they buy this?
Property.
Can us 4 buy it?
Yeah. Well, this was 2025, so I think we gotta wait
really
a little
recent.
bit.
Yeah.
We gotta wait our turn.
Okay.
But, like, yes, please. Actually, there's a castle in Scotland for sale with all of the original furnishings from the 1800s, and it's only $774,000.
But listen, if 4 of us buy it,
I know.
it goes down a lot.
We gotta move to Scotland. We'll
Yeah.
convert part of the castle into our living quarters, and then we'll use the rest for tours, Airbnbs, and weddings.
There you go. It pays for itself.
Mic drop. Yeah, really. And Kevin and Jesse can ride around on horseback.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have a library. Okay. According to the new owners, the home will host several tours as well, which will be an hour and a half long and include a guided walkthrough. They want people to soak up the history, the spooky, and have it live on, which I kind of love. So, S.K. Pierce, his wives, and his sons can be seen around the mansion, among other spirits that we will get to. Doors slam out of nowhere. Screens have been known to fly off the windows. People have heard everything from low chanting to a house-shaking roar. Furniture moves suddenly one moment to the next, and there has been overpoweringly bad smells in the air, which I'm like, bad smells like sulfur, or bad smells like a rotting corpse in the basement.
Or bad smells like a fucking dirty animal, because what the fuck is roaring? Lions, tigers, and bears.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a different portal, this place. The temperature will suddenly spike and then drop. People hear footsteps. Invisible bodies have run past, which I'm not really sure what that means. I'm like, do you feel like a rush of a person running past you? And this is all in addition to the sightings of full-blown apparitions and shadow figures throughout the home. However, some of the spirits seem to actually want to hurt those that are visiting. One person described feeling like they were being pushed towards the stairs, while another person was nearly shoved out of a third-story window. Yet among all of these, there are reoccurring ghosts that stick around in the crowd. There is the ghost of the man who spontaneously combusted. A man
What the
named
fuck?
Eno Sori was a World War II veteran who had lived in the boarding house during the 1960s. Inexplicably, he was lying in his bed when his mattress caught fire, burning him alive. Remarkably, the rest of the room was left completely unscathed, leading some to conclude that the only explanation for the sudden strange fire was spontaneous combustion. People who stand in this room always describe smelling something burning for just a moment before it fades away, which, like, gross.
Yeah.
Ghost number 2, the strangled woman, who may be the woman in the basement whose pelvic bone was found in the basement, but we're not 100%. During the years that it was a boarding house, there was also rumors of prostitution taking place in there, and one woman was strangled in her room. Her killer was never found, and it seemed like her death may have not even been reported. This pelvic bone that I mentioned earlier is possibly believed to have belonged to her, and who knows how many other people were killed in the Pierce mansion.
Yeah.
The child spirit. The most recent owners described seeing a little boy with yellow hair running between the windows upstairs when no one was in the house, and others have heard a little girl laughing who is maybe believed to be 2-year-old Rachel Pierce. The former nanny. Another spirit has been identified as Maddie Cornwall. She was a young nanny who had cared for the Pierce children for a number of years. Many people believe that she felt so safe within the home and accepted by the family that she decided to never leave. And this one is the scariest. The dark-haired woman. The couple who had done all of the home renovations described seeing a woman with an evil smile and dark hair. And she would try and lure the couple into dangerous situations, possibly even trying to possess the woman that lived there. For example, when they were installing different lighting, the spirit would appear and then lights would fall. It was like she was trying to lure them into different situations.
That's really scary.
That part of the reason they moved out checks out.
Yeah.
So I have heard of the S.K. Pierce house, and I knew that it was haunted, but I was so enthralled by what Sam and Colby found this year that I just had to bring it today. So like I said, I watched their last episode of 2025 over my holiday break. And recently they brought 3 psychics to the home in a blind experiment in an effort to solve the murder of the young sex worker and possibly identify her killer. They have, in my opinion, possibly been a part of a big historical and paranormal breakthrough in this video, which is why I needed to bump out everything else to talk to Sierra about it. And I highly encourage that you guys watch this video yourselves, Sierra included, because holy shit. In addition to the psychics, I also brought Ash and Elena from Morbid on the investigation, and Elena got particularly fucked with because she has red hair, but we will get to it. So let's talk about what the psychics said and found. Naturally, Sam and Colby start with the history of the house. They brought them in one by one, blindfolded, and they were given no context. Each of the psychics used their respective specialized mediums to talk to the spirits in the home and pick up on different energies. Okay, so the first psychic was Patty Negri. She specialized in dowsing rods. So her initial findings when she walked into the house was that she sensed somebody wanting to call out the name Wanta or Wanda or some sort of phrase like want to. She kept hearing that over and over again, which is later connected to the red-haired woman in the house's history. But that's related to another psychic, so we'll get there. She also picked up on a controlled alter state energy in the former servant's room, suggesting unconscious restraint or manipulation of victims. So possibly like potential abuse of the people that were engaging in sex work there, or something horrific happening during the boarding house days. It also indicated that the young female spirit in distress is likely a 16-year-old victim, and possibly the strangled girl and the girl whose bone was found in the basement. But this particular lady did not know that any bones were found in the basement. They only told the third psychic this. And she said that somebody remains, like she kept saying like remains, like somebody is here, somebody feels stuck here. So it makes me wonder if during the renovation process, if they didn't find everything in there, which is also really scary. In addition to the red-haired connection, looking at historical records of women who had engaged in sex work during that time, there was one particular girl that was known to frequent the S.K. Pierce house, and she had red hair. So like I mentioned earlier, Elena kept getting messed with. So she got touched twice. She got one of the words that came through to Patty is when she was doing like her own spirit session was like red. Like she kept seeing the word red, which could have been either a horrific thing or it was pointing to this particular girl. The second psychic that came in, his name was Dylan Claromancy, and he specialized in something that has always fascinated me, but I'm too scared to ever get involved in, which is bone or totem reading. The first throw that he did was actually in the room that Aniro Sori had burned alive in. So one of the first bones that he threw was a pelvic bone representing the core mystery at hand. He also kept getting symbols related to family drama, sex, secrets, and betrayal, aligning with a rumored affair and the possible murder of the sex worker. So like I said, even though the brothers moved away, they didn't necessarily stay away. The eldest of the brothers was known to have come to the home quite often, and he was known to have had a rumored affair with one of the sex workers. A lot of people believe that this is the same 16-year-old redhead. Other indicators were 2 wives, family dichotomies, older and younger. He also got separate death by fire, which he had no idea of the guy whose room that they were sitting in, which was really scary. They kept hearing things drop in another room while they were doing this bone throwing, and it was almost like it was trying to lead them to the basement. So then this is where shit gets really crazy. The last person that they brought in was Ashley. She is known as a Pythian priestess. She specializes in tarot, and she basically acts as a conduit for spirits, which I think is really interesting. She is basically Colby and Sam's personal psychic. So she has been in a number of videos if anyone is familiar with their channel. So she goes down to the basement with all of them, and they do a joint Estes method in addition to her own, tarot readings. So in the basement, they ask a number of questions, including who they had been speaking with at all times throughout the evening, whether or not there was anybody that wanted to come forward and speak with them. And they kept getting the letter K come up over and over again. So because she specializes in tarot, you can only answer yes or no questions for the most part. So when they were asking like specific K names, and Ash said Catherine, and that was wrong. And then they said Kathleen, and that one was right. And that is the name of the 16-year-old girl that was known to engage in sex work there. So they kept talking to her, and she indicated that she had been pregnant and that she had been having an affair with Frank. So basically what they find is that Frank was the likely murderer and that he had
That's the middle
murdered
brother.
her. No, that's the oldest one. During their tarot session, they basically get that he didn't know she was pregnant, that he was the one that killed her, that he had burned her body in the furnace downstairs, which is why they found like pieces of her when they were renovating. And he had done it in an effort to cover up the affair because his wife had found out and was pissed. So that's what they found through the tarot cards. But when you're like in a ghost investigation or in a room or watching Project Fear or something, and they uncover something that gives you full body goosebumps.
Yeah.
The entire time that kept happening while she was doing this tarot reading. And I was just like, there's no way that this woman should know any of what they're asking. And it's crazy to me. Whether or not that's true or if it was just the hype for the video, we may never know. But based on other sessions that they've done with this woman, I think that she's pretty legitimate. That and they all kept pointing to betrayal and like 2 wives and things like that coming forward. Like some shit occurred in that house. And at the end of this particular session with Ashley, it's almost like the other spirits that are in the house, SK included, or perhaps any of the other family members that still remain, don't want people to know about this scandal. Like they're trying to maintain the Pierce name as being renowned and being, an esteemed family with this big furniture company, and nothing bad ever happened there. But unfortunately it did. So whether or not Kathleen was the woman that was found in the basement, we may never know, because obviously 1800s DNA is not bringing that to us. But that is the story of the SK Pierce house. And again, I would highly encourage that you guys watch this session because it is fucking wild.
I'm about to go lay down and watch it right now.
But it was crazy. And I believe it. I mean, things were all about appearances back then. So I could see somebody killing somebody in order to keep an affair quiet.
Especially if she was pregnant. Like, I know the tarot card says he didn't know, but I mean, are they 100% accurate? Maybe 99%. Yeah. Maybe he fucking knew.
But it was really crazy. And then, like, when they were doing the joint Estes method, Colby and Ash had the headphones on, and what they were each saying was, like, in tandem with each other, which was really spooky.
Yeah.
So I think all Estes methods should be done like that. Like,
yeah, joint Estes is my favorite for sure.
Oh my God. I was just like, ugh, it was just all very scary. So yeah, that is the story of the SK Pierce house. I'm assuming Sierra's heard of it.
I don't think so.
From the United States. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I give you permission to Google it.
It is really pretty.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to go one day. But yeah, it was super weird. Like as soon as Ashley went down to the basement with them, the corner that the murder is believed to have happened in and stuff like that, like she was just like, nope, don't like it over there. Like, and I was like, oh gosh. So it's really cool. I'll send you where to start because the other two were cool, but hers was definitely the coolest.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was good.
Happy New Year as you are listening to this. Hopefully your 2026 is off to a good start. And I will bring you my other crazy cases that I had lined up. But I mean, I love the holiday joy and all, but my heart needed to go back to spooky.
Yeah.
Do you have anything exciting that you would like to share that you wouldn't actually share otherwise?
To
roll us out?
I am pretty excited about Sunday, because it is my first Sunday of the new year, and I'm going to do my little my little junk journal planner thing. I got a good planner for Christmas, and I'm gonna, scrap junk journal the first week of the new year. I'm not doing much since I'm sick over here, but I can, I think it's a 7-day planner, so it goes from last year as well. So it's like the last day of my vacation, which was fun. Driving home, New Year's, and then today and tomorrow. So it's still cool.
That is cool. I also really like crafting. So
yeah.
That sounds like a peaceful, you know what you should do? You should junk journal and watch Sam and Colby. There you go.
Yeah.
I also went on a Sam and Colby rabbit hole after that because I've watched like a few videos of theirs, but I don't keep up with their channel the way that I do Project Fear. But they've done so many crossovers with Project Fear.
Yeah, I've watched.
So fun.
I've watched most of their crossovers with Project Fear because
I figured
I try and find all of the Project Fear that I can
right now. I'm watching them do the America's top 3 haunted Airbnbs.
Oh yeah,
and they're both like we love Dakota's and Alex's and Tanner's like silliness that they all bring. But Sam and Colby are the same way, so it's just like 5 chaos energies put in.
Yeah, some of the Sam and Colby videos they stress me out because they are less delicate with ghosts.
They do dumb shit.
There's some things that go into Zach Bagans territory. And I'm like, come on, don't do that. Sometimes I'll be watching a video and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, I gotta turn this off. But most of them,
I think that's a lot of their older ones because all the new stuff I've seen is pretty good.
Yeah,
that's how I used to feel too, and I wouldn't watch it.
Their Paris Catacombs episode, I really liked that one.
So good.
Yeah.
So that is our, I guess, Sam and Colby Project Fear appreciation, guys, because it was a lot of fun to watch.
Speaking of Project Fear, I had a dream that Alecia and I and Kadra Brennan of
Perplexity, our mystery podcast.
As
Sierra's eye aggressively twitches.
I know. I always forget that word. Like, why is that word so hard?
She jokes all the time that she's done herself a disservice because no one knows how to spell it.
I had a dream that the 3 of us were on Project Fear and went ghost hunting with Dakota and Chelsea and everybody. And now it's like, a manifestation. It's gonna happen, guys.
I'm putting it on my vision board for 2026.
Kadra, if you're listening, just so you know, you're somehow in this. I don't know why.
Somehow you're involved now. You're part of the manifestation. I'll tell her to manifest it as well.
Yeah.
Power of 3. That would be super fucking cool.
Yeah.
Or we'll just have to join the Fear Club and just hope that they pick us one day. I don't want to pay for it. I just want it to happen organically.
Yeah. It's so crazy that I didn't know that Morbid had been on Sam and Colby's thing.
Yeah, they're buds.
I didn't know that a ghost hunting group on YouTube had a true crime podcasting group on when I had this dream. Now it feels even more attainable. If they can do it, we can do it.
I agree. It was a really cool crossover. They did like the history and like the behind the scenes of their experiences on the podcast, and then they did the ghost hunt on their channel. So it was kind of a cool little crossover. Yes, it is definitely attainable for sure. Something exciting is that I now really like ham and pineapple pizza.
It's really good.
If that is a crime to you, I think I have said it in the 5 years on the show that it is a crime. Don't come at me with my old words. Okay. A girl can change. It's tasty.
It's pretty good.
I like the sweet and salty of it. But yeah, I'll leave it at that so Sierra can go rest her voice and watch something spooky.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to go and try and finish Onyx Storm because it was my goal to finish it before the end of 2025, and that didn't happen. I have 100 pages left, so
you got this. I want to know what you think of the ending. I hated it. Jesse said it was fine. Not like, it was good, but also he's like, I don't know why you hate it so much. I'm like, no, this is not good. It's not okay.
Oh no. All right. Well, stay tuned for a text message.
Yes.
And stay tuned for Sierra's episode next week. And in the meantime,
keep it twisted.
Hosted and produced by Sierra Zorn and Alecia Watson. If you like the show, don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and review wherever you are listening now. It really is the best way to spread the word. You can check out all things Twisted on our website, twistedanduncorked.com, and we will see you next Tuesday for a brand new episode.